you. You have something special. You have greatness in you. I am so glad to be able to talk to you again. I've been thinking, no, as George Wallace, the famous comedian and my very good friend would say, I be thinking, you have greatness in you. And there's some of you that believe me. The majority of people don't believe me. And I realize that my message is not for everyone. It's for a certain group of people. There's a frequency behind everybody's voice. And the frequency behind my voice attracts certain kinds of people. If you have been listening to me for a long time, I want you to put yes in the comment section. Let me see yes. Let me see yes. Yes, I want to see that. I want to see a lot of yeses. If you've been listening to me for a long time, I want to see it. And if my message resonate with you, that if you believe that you have greatness, thank you, Chastity. If you believe that you have greatness in you, thank you, Brenda. I want you to put yes, that you believe that you have greatness in you. All right. Thank you, Michael. You believe that. That is good. I like that. Also, like to know where you are too. Thank you, Stacy, Babasi, Babing Ming Manesi, and Kelly, Babelli, Babing Ming Manelli. Y'all remember that song? So I want to know where you are. I want to see where you are because I want to show you. I just made up my mind. I don't want to live a normal life. Tennessee Williams said there's a moment in your life that you look in the mirror. Listen to me. He said there's a moment in your life and you look in the mirror and you realize all that's looking back at you, that person that's looking back at you, this is all that you're ever going to be. And that kept me up. That didn't set well with me. How many of you would be upset if you looked in the mirror and you knew that what was looking back at you was all that you were ever going to be? That's what, yes, I would be upset. Put that in there if you agree with me, all right? And and so the reason that I talked to you about this, and I got a gift for you too, called Choosing Your Future. I want you to choose a different future for yourself. I want to give you something because God has been so good to me. And I want to give you something. I want to challenge you. I'm looking for people who are hungry for greatness, hungry to bring out their greatness. And I want to take you through a journey. I'm going to do this tomorrow, but I didn't want to go to bed with this in me. They said put off for tomorrow the things that you okay with it dying in you today. So I'm going to do it tomorrow, but I'm going to do it today too. So I want you to go with me so you can see why I'm so convicted in my spirit of what's possible for you. Born in an abandoned building on the floor, my twin brother and I, Wesley. And what happened to us? Tola, you're going to have to change it for me. I pushed the button to go to the right. It didn't go, Tola. Yeah, so I believe that your story matters. I want to share with you the power of story, the power of story. And that with your story, this place where we are, with your story, it's your superpower. And you can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Now, let me share this with you. If you believe that I know what I'm talking about, put yes in the comment section. Because I'm going to show you something. You know, when teams want to win, you know what they do? They look for the best coach. If you want to be the best speaker or best presenter or the best entrepreneur, you want to be with someone who's done it. All right. And so let me share something with you. This, everybody hear me talk about this has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. I teach you how to communicate from your heart. Why? When you give just information from your mind, you only impact the audiences that you speak to or the individuals or small group meetings that you are heading up. You only impact two areas of their brain. This is my story. This is Mrs. Mamie Brown. Come on now. Oh boy, all that I am and all that ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. I'm here because of two women. One gave me life, and this one gave me love. God took me and my brother out of my mother's biological womb and placed us in the heart of Mamie Brown. Is she gorgeous or what? She covered the ground she stood on. Well, let me share something with you. I want you to think about where you are. It's not where you start, it's where you're going. I'm starting a community of people who are hungry for greatness. My goal is to outlive a life that will outlive me. My goal is to create a community of people that are hungry to manifest their greatness. Why, Les? Because in order to manifest your greatness, you have to have an environment that's conducive to that. You've got to be around the right people, and you have to have people in your presence that lift your spirit, that inspire you, people that you can learn from. And you have to have a vision beyond your circumstances, a vision beyond your mental conditioning. That's Wesley and I in a poor section of Miami, Florida, called Liberty City. We live back and forth in Liberty City and Overtown. That's sugar cane in our hands. But I want you just to stay with me for a minute. I just didn't want to settle without doing this. I tell a story about how I became a disc jockey. That's me. I was at WVKO in Columbus, Ohio, but before then I worked at WMBM in Miami, Florida. That's a smaller version, but I'm going back there. You got a story too. I tell a story. Who'd have thought? I just want you to focus on this. Listen to this. Your story matters. When you communicate from your heart, you impact 5 areas of the brain of the audience that you speak to. You create a significant emotional event. This is how I train you. And then to show you I know what I'm talking about, Michael Jordan, he's considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but he never won a championship without Phil Jackson. But Phil Jackson has won championships without Michael Jordan. Why? Phil Jackson, he was a winner when he played basketball, and he knew how to bring out the champion in Michael Jordan. I know how to bring out the champion in you. And this is my coach. This is my Phil Jackson. His name is Mike Williams. I want you to get his book. Go to Amazon, get his book, The Road to Your Best Stuff. He's got The Road to Your Best Stuff 2.0, and I wrote the foreword to both of them. That man, he saw this Les Brown before I saw him. When Anika, who's my goddaughter, asked me to write the foreword for her father's book, I broke down and started crying like a baby. And she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "If I had not met your father, I'd have still been a disc jockey. I'd have still been an entertainer. I still would have had a limited vision of myself. I did not know the things that I was capable of doing. And so I only want to work with a few people, not everybody, a few people who are hungry for greatness. I want you to go to hungryforgreatness.org. I got a gift for you. and leave your information, what kind of business you're in or what you're interested in doing with your life. At that time, I went from being a disc jockey. I used to promote concerts. That's me standing in the back. I was around 175 pounds. That's the Jackson Five. And they had a song called "I Want You Back." That's Michael Jackson standing down front, and he was 10 years old at the time. They were nice kids too, but none of us knew who we were going to become. They didn't know that I was going to become a different person, and Michael was going to become the king of pop. When you look in the mirror, don't settle on what you see. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. When you are hungry for greatness, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, right thinking, right vision, right words, right relationships, right coaching, it can make all the difference in your life. In your life. This is Les Brown, who was used to be a disc jockey and community activist. This Les Brown became a state legislator. It's Les Brown. You don't know what's in you. I had no idea. I passed 14 bills my first term. I'm not showing this to impress you, but to impress upon you, you are more than that which you have become. Stay with me. This is my why. This is my mother. Mama, she was 89 there. Mama, she was something else. Nietzsche said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow. What drove me in this life, I wanted to take care of her and buy her a home. I promised her, Mama, when I become a man, you will not go to a nursing home. I will take care of you. And the 7 children that she took in, we took turns. We took care of Mama. She was awesome, awesome. These are my children. A good man leaves a legacy for his children and his children's children. This is just half my children. I got 5 boys and 5 girls. When the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply, I took him seriously. They are all authors and speakers in their own right and entrepreneurs. Yes, on the left, my oldest son, Calvin, then Serena, my baby. She just beat and kicked coronavirus's butt. She was diagnosed as positive. And John Leslie, my baby boy who runs my life, and my oldest daughter, Ona. She's Dr. Ona Brown. You can see her website, Ona Brown. And there is Patrick. He's an entrepreneur and speaker and trainer. And so the reason I'm creating this community, in order to make it, you want to create partnerships. This is Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. You want to be around somebody that's known nationally and internationally. He was known nationally and internationally. I wanted to meet him only to find out he wanted to meet me. I was honored. He was the author of the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. I was honored. He loved a quote that I said, and he ended his last public appearance with that quote: shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And he thought I was Les Brown, the band director. No, he knew him, but no. When you know how to tell your story, you can do a level, you develop a level of credibility that you're not even aware of. Because what I did as a result of telling my story, it increases your credibility. I've given lectures at Harvard and different colleges and universities around the world. Even though when I was in the 5th grade, I was labeled educable mentally retarded and put back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade and failed again in the 8th grade. and I have no college education. When you know how to tell your story, it produces a greater impact and your income. And now we've gone from brick and mortar to click and order. The majority of people will be earning money sitting in front of their computer, and your ability to communicate from your heart will determine your success or failure in today's business place. My ability to communicate from my heart. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that that I would have received the highest award from the National Speakers Association? Who would have thought? I'm telling you, the Golden Gavel Award from Toastmasters International. Who would have thought when they selected the top 5 speakers in the world? General Norman Schwarzkopf, Lee Iacocca, Robert Schuller, and Paul Harvey. And I was the only little raisin in that milk. Who would have thought? Are you kidding me? And so here, this is where I started. See, it doesn't matter where you start. Who would have thought? Just think about it. Look at the difference there. Top 5 speakers in the world. Who'd have thought that one of these little dudes with the sugar cane, and that's me on the right. I mean to tell you, don't you underestimate you. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor is it in the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. If you're willing to learn, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn, no one can stop you. And I'm going to prove this to you. I'm going to prove this. Well, first of all, I was speaking I led this tour in South Africa. Then I spoke with Richard Branson, and it was a great experience. We were there, and y'all remember Rich Dad, Poor Dad? You know, Robert Kiyosaki? Yes. Oh boy, that was quite an experience over there. And you remember Nelson Mandela? This guy Ashwin Williams, he was in gangs in South Africa, and he heard my voice, and his life changed. He got into speaking and training. Who'd have thought? This Al McDougall. Al used to be homeless and sleep outside of 5-star hotels, and now he does training and speaking around the world. He heard my voice, and it made a difference for him. This is Sean Arnold. She went to school with Kamala Harris. They were in law school together. And now she's my attorney, and she's a powerful speaker. She and I both former foster children. She took her parents to court and divorced them at 14. She wanted divorce because her father was abusive to her. This is, oh my goodness, Trish Luna de Alva. Take back your power. She was sexually molested as a kid. I wrote the forward for her book, and she now doing workshops for women around the world. Gloria Ramirez out of Fort Lauderdale. Oh yes, MBA. She's a powerhouse as well from Colombia. Kim Wee. Oh my goodness. She did a presentation. I think it was in San Diego. On the way back, she listened to one of my motivational message. It's not over until you win that I gave in the Georgia Dome. And she came back home, and she quit that corporate job and started her own business. Now she's a multi-millionaire and speaks around the world. Annie Crawley was in Chicago when I spoke. She was a teacher, and she enjoyed her job, but she loved underground videography. I mean, underwater videography. She sent me a letter, a text. Les, I'm videotaping some underwater hammerhead sharks. I'd like for you to join me. I text her back and ask her a question. Have you ever heard of a black person being eaten by a shark? She texts me back, and she said, no. And I text her back. I said, because we don't go down that deep. If a catfish bite me or a grouper or a snapper, then there's a brother or a sister. But no, we ain't going down there where no sharks are. We don't need to do that. Send me the video. This is Johnny Wimbrey, one of my spiritual sons. He wrote From the Hood to Doing Good. I wrote the foreword for his book, trained him. He's one of the most talented and gifted speakers I've ever had the honor of training. I think, in my opinion, he's better than Am. I got several of them are better than Am. He's off the hook. Yeah. This is Kenny Chapman. His father was in motorcycle gangs. His father taught him how to smoke marijuana at a very young age. His father died in his backyards and fighting, and Kenny wanted to speak and use his voice to make a difference in the lives of people, young people and adults and business owners. He's a powerful speaker. Soraya Dean, she set up meetings of communication between Muslims and Christians. She's a powerful speaker in her own right. And so but I want to show you what can happen. Tola, I want you to play the promo video, please. I want to show you where you can go and what you can do with your story. After you see this, if you're hungry for greatness, I want you to go to hungryforgreatness.org, hungryforgreatness.org, and put in information, what area you want to manifest your greatness in, and your resume with your skill set. And because I'm vetting people for the Les Brown Hungry for Greatness Mastermind. Tola, where are you, my brother? Just a minute. He's supposed to be in place. Just a minute. Tola, play the video, please.
Speaker, entrepreneur, and best-selling author, Les Brown rose from humble beginnings to become a leading broadcast and platform personality, recipient of an Emmy, and dubbed one of the world's top 5 speakers by Toastmasters International. His captivating delivery, incorporating humor, insights, and proven techniques, teaches, inspires, and challenges its viewers to ultimate levels of achievement.
I know something about you, even not knowing you, that you've got greatness within you. You have the ability to do things that you can't even begin to imagine. You have talents and skills in you that you haven't even begun to reach for yet. The ideal situation for a man or woman to die is to have family members praying with them as they cross over. He said, but imagine, if you will, being on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the ghost of the ideas, the dreams, the abilities, the talents given to you by life, and that you, for whatever reason, you never acted on those ideas. You never pursued that dream. You never used those talents. We never saw your leadership. You never used your voice. You never wrote that book. And there they are standing around your bed looking at you with large angry eyes saying, we came to you and only you could have given us life. And now we must die with you forever. The question is, if you die today, what ideas, what dreams, what abilities, what talents, what gifts will die with you? Maybe that's why Jim Rohn said, when the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Maybe that's why Henry David Thoreau said, oh God, to reach the point of death only to realize that you've never lived, only to realize that you've never scraped the surface of your potential. If you want to make your dream become reality, The people that are running at their dreams know that it's possible that you can live your dream, that it's necessary, that you're relentless, that you have a plan of action, that you are creative.
See, there are two types of relationships. There are nourishing relationships and toxic relationships. Nourishing relationships, they nourish you. They bring the best out of you. They challenge you. They hold you accountable. They keep you focused. They bring the best out of you. Toxic relationships, they drain you. There's some people that you will never be able to get into business with. Why? Because they know too much about you. And they can't forget that. They can't shake that. You've got to look at your relationships. And Jim Rohn said this. Look at the people in your life and ask this question. What is this relationship doing to me? What is it doing to me? Am I growing spiritually, mentally, financially, intellectually? What is it doing to me? If you're a young person, does it put you on the honor roll or get you on the detention list? What is it doing to you? There's a new term in psychiatry called relational illness. There's some people that can make you sick. Well, can I change them? No. It's a full-time job changing yourself. And there's some people that are so negative they can walk into a dark room and begin to develop. The people that are running after their dream know they're going to have hard times. They keep on running because they're saying within themselves, I'm the one. I'm the one. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. The people that are running after their dreams are the people that are hungry. Most people never achieve their goals because they don't know that they don't know and they think they know. Most people are just like Zig, who's I consider #1 motivational speaker on the planet. He said that most people are like the lumberjack whose wood production dropped by 40% because he wouldn't take the time to sharpen his axe. Those of you that are here for the first time, if you want to come back again, I can tell you the veterans who are here and been coming for 40 years or more, those are individuals who spend time working on themselves, developing themselves, expanding their minds. They know as a man thinketh, so is he. They know in order to have the things tomorrow that others won't have, you've got to be willing to do the things today others won't do, like work on your mind. And with that kind of courage, with that kind of affirmation and reason to empower me, I got a saying that when life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. All right? The people that are living their dream of finding winners to attach themselves to. The people that are living their dreams are the people that know that if it's going to happen, it's up to them. And they're resolving within themselves, it's not over until I win.
When he talked about having personal growth before you can attain professional achievement, and when he said better selling begins with a better you, that put the focus on the kinds of things that I can do myself in taking charge of my life. And when I do that, everything else falls in place.
Les has the ability to inspire people to pursue their passion, to live their dreams. And whether they're in sales or personnel, or whether they're just a machine operator, it's very, very important that you have some passion for what you're doing. And Les inspires people to have that passion.
Hello. I like to get your comments on what you just saw. Because no one could have predicted looking at my twin brother and I standing in poverty. We were poor and didn't know we were poor. Shawana said, wow. Oh, thank you. You pull out the big motivational guns. You got it right, Donna. A guy called me, said he washed up Les Brown. Impressive, Mr. Brown. Thank you. Guy said the lady was inquiring about his training. Rather than he telling her about the training, he talked about me. Oh, you gonna go to that washed up Les Brown? Washed up. And I still, what I talk about, I have done. And so, and this is still my passion. This is still my passion. And I put my track record next to anybody out up in here. Well done, sir. Thank you, sir. Eaton. Thank you very much. And so when I look at you, I see greatness. Now, when I say I see greatness in you, I mean that, because I'm speaking from a place that gives me the opportunity and the vision to see it. I know who you really are because I've gone through some stuff. I've seen some stuff. And I'm saying to you, don't settle. Don't take that gift, those dreams, those books, your voice, your story. Don't take it with you to the cemetery. No, not at all. Don't do that. And if you're hungry for greatness, I want you to go to hungryforgreatness.org. I've got some motivational things I'm going to give you so that you can listen to them. Thank you, Jennifer. She said, impressive. Praise God. Thank you, Jennifer. I want you to go there. Alexis, yeah, thank you. And I'm going to give you some motivational messages to listen to that's going to transform your life. Dr. Hakeem Collins. How are you, Dr. Hakeem? I want you to go to Hungry for Greatness, if you are, .org, hungryforgreatness.org. I'm going to start a mastermind with that group. I want you to say what you're hungry for and what's your goal and dream and your resume. What's your skills? What do you bring to the table? And in my group, we're going to teach you methods and techniques. And I got special guests, people that I've worked with that will also be a part of it and come in at different times and share with you their success. What I've done is only an example of what you're going to do. I've got speakers who've passed me. A good coach will empower his speakers and they will go far beyond him. You have so much more in you than you realize. And the reason that most of us don't manifest our greatness because of our environment. When you're born in a dominant culture that marginalizes you, that puts systems together to oppress you, to stop you, in order to break through that, you got to be hungry. See, success and greatness is built on disruptions, transformations, and decisions. You're going to have a lot of setbacks, a lot of failures. And when life slaps you around, you know I've got a saying, if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. If you are ready to get up and use your story in a different kind of way, I want you to put voice in the comment section. Let me see some of these comments here. I brought that out. I never bring this out, but I want you to see why I am booked for corporations. Shawana, how are you? Say that, Mr. Brown. I'm bringing it today, baby. Yeah. The guy said I was washed up. That old washed up disc jockey. That's what he called me. Yeah, he doesn't know me like that. You right about that. Thank you so much, DeAndre. Says there's nothing washed up about a living legend like Mr. Brown. Flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but my heavenly Father, which art in heaven. But let me work with that story. Let me work with you. Because if you're ready, if you're willing to learn, no one can stop you. If you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. Joe Baptiste, how are you? Impactful and encouraging. No one could have predicted, ladies and gentlemen, that what you just saw, no one would have predicted that I would have accomplished what I've accomplished so far, and I'm not through yet. I'm not through yet. I'm going to only be 76 years young, February the 17th. I'm not through yet. My goal is to die empty. My goal is to train the best speakers on the planet. My goal is to help people to bring out their greatness, people that are hungry. See, if you're casual about your dreams and your goals and bringing about your greatness, you will end up, and your dreams will end up not happening. Thank you, Laura. I love your laughter. Thank you so much. So, seize the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. I got a call. I'd spent some time with a person on the phone, and they called me back and said, no, I don't want to do this now. I said, okay, good. Thank you. They have no idea. When I finished this small class, I'm not interested in doing no more. No. I got to call some people. Just told some people today, invited me to speak in Idaho. I said, thank you, but no thank you. I'm not getting on an airplane. I do it virtually. Virtually. This is your time. I'm not making this up. This is your time. In adversity, there are opportunities. This is your time. In adversity, you want to take the time to back up and get a clarity of mind and say, how can I make this work for me? What's my superpower? Your voice, your story, your knowledge, your experiences, your setbacks, your failures. My story is very simple. I applied for a job as a disc jockey. I was turned down 3 times, and I kept coming back. I kept coming back. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. You have any journalism in your background? No, sir, I don't. Have any background in radio? No, sir, but let me audition for you, sir. Let me show you how good I am. No. I was devastated with rejection. I went back and told Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington said no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. You got to be hungry. Go back again. I went back again. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. No one was laid off or fired. Now get on out of here. I came back the next day talking loud, looking happy like I was singing for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I came back the next day talking loud, looking happy, like I was singing for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me with rage. He said, go get me some coffee. And I said, yes, sir. My favorite book says, the greatest among you will be your servant. And I would go get the disc jockey's lunch and their dinner. And I stand in the back, watching them working their hands on the control board, knowing my time will come. You've got to have a mindset that your time will come. People who are hungry know that it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. I knew my time would come. I would clean their cars. I'd go run errands for them, bring them their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner. I'd clean their cars inside out. People that are hungry provide more service than they get paid for. I wanted them to see me as a go-to person, a person that was serious. People that are hungry know if you're going to get over, if you're going to win, people deal with people they know, like, and trust. Who cleaned my car? Who waxed it? I did, sir. How much you charge, young boy? Oh, nothing, sir. I just wanted to be of service. I just thought it needed a little touch up. Wow. Did a good job, too. Listen, here are my car keys. Donna Ross and Supreme's coming to town. Fort Thompson and Temptation. Pick them up and take them to the Fontainebleau Hotel on Miami Beach. Be my pleasure, sir. I would drive these entertainers all over Miami Beach in the disc jockey's big long Cadillacs. Didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. And then one day, oh, come on, somebody. It was a Saturday afternoon, and a disc jockey by the name of Rock was drinking while he was on the air. It was a Saturday afternoon. Oh, look at God. And I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, Rock, drink. Drink, Rock. I'd have gone and get him some more if he'd asked me to. And then pretty soon, the general manager answered. He called, and I answered the phone. Hello, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn on the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes. I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, do you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and work the controls, and segue the records, but don't you say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I couldn't wait to get Rock out of the way. Stevie Wonder had a song called Fingertips, and I got behind that microphone. I said, look out, this is me, LB Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. Woo! And I got the job. You got to be hungry for greatness. You hear me? People who hate, who are oppressive, who have no sense of morality, they are emboldened now. The people that are trying to hold us down, we've got to be more determined to stand up than those who are trying to hold us down. And the people who are determined to stand up in spite of the odds are hungry. They're hungry. They take no prisoners and eat the wounded. They're hungry. They always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. It's It's a mindset of willingness to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. Like what? Learn something new. Get out of your comfort zone. Become a risk taker. This God said, if you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there? I like what Helen Keller said. She said, life is short and unpredictable. Eat the dessert first. Oh, behave. Hello? Oh, boy. Oh. Oh, if you're ready to do something with your voice, do something with your story, with your knowledge, with your expertise. If you're hungry, I want you to go to hungryforgreatness.com. I'll stretch you. You know, when a team has had a losing season, you know what the owners do when they want to win? They go look for a winning coach. They look for the best coach that can come in and bring out the champion in them. I've been reflecting a lot. February 17th. He's 76. Who does that? Who does that? Wow. Because of God's grace and mercy, I'm still here. I believe that He spared my life to train a certain amount of people. My message is not for everybody. It's not for the masses. It's for a few people. He who has ear, let him hear, let her hear. It's not for everybody. No, I'm clear about that. I'm clear. You know, my favorite book said, in quoting, and I'm an inspirational speaker for a Jewish carpenter. He said, all power is in my hands. But he said, oh, by the way, the poor will always be among you. Yes, why? They're not willing to learn. They're not willing to learn. You look at all the awards that I have from Toastmasters International, Golden Gavel, highest award, selected among top 5 speakers in the world. National Speakers Association, their highest award, inducted into their Hall of Fame. And you know what? I've been speaking and training millions of people around the world for 52 years this year. And all kind of rappers have received the NAACP Positive Image Award and Urban League, all those. People say, oh, prophet not without honor except in his own hometown. Come on, give me a break. No. Black people say, you know Les Brown? Oh, yeah, he was married to Gladys Knight. They have an entertainment mindset. Light expression people say, you know Les Brown? They say, yes. He changed my life. He changed my life. You talking about Mamie Brown's boy? Yeah, he's tough. We brought him in to speak for our corporation, and he tore it up. When you go to see Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome, 80,000 light expression people saying, oh my God, thank you. See, when you have a golden dream, Don't be surprised that people who should recognize your gifts and talent, family members and friends, they won't. Mm-mm. In most cases, they won't. No. Mm-mm. Why? I don't care. There's nothing you can say, and I'll say, oh, that makes sense. No. Water seeks its level. Everybody's in their rightful place. Their rightful place is where their thoughts have brought them. Their true place is where their thoughts can take them. I know when you want to move up in life and you want to bring certain people, family members and friends along with you. Les, can I change them? No. It's a full-time job changing yourself. Let go or be dragged. Let them go. They're compromised, your energy. Let them go, please. You got to ask yourself the question, when you hang around toxic, negative people, what is this relationship doing to me? What kind of person am I becoming? Is this relationship a warning or an example? A warning of something I should not be in, or an example of something that I should be in, based upon how I'm being treated or how I feel about myself? Does it lift me up or tear me down? Some things you know already. Boy, he's on fire. If you want me to train you, we got to vet you and check you out. Put voice in the comment section. And if you want to be a part of my greatness community, go to hungryforgreatness.org. And whatever your goal and dream is, I want you to email that to us. hungryforgreatness.org. We're going to create a community of iron sharpening iron. In order to live your dream, you've got to have the right relationships, relationships that lift you up, relationships that challenge you, relationships that hold you accountable, relationships that stretch you, and a coach who's knowledgeable and accomplished. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If you're ready to be stretched by me, put voice in the comment section. You're not ready to be stretched. You're not ready to learn something new. Don't bother. I'm not the one for you. No, I'm not the one. I only want to work with people that are hungry and serious and disciplined and have a sense of purpose and direction with their lives. Oh, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Oh, behave. Hello. Whatever. I'm going to land a plane, Tyrone. He's upset with me. That's my little squirrel friend. I speak squirrely. I told him he should be asleep anyhow. I've been in the house too long. I need to go for a ride. It's raining outside. Oh, okay. All right, bye.